It went very well. Just a little stress here and there. Thanks for asking. How about yours? Mine is going good, as you can see. PK Brown said it went well. Okay, Adams, poor networks are from my area due to bad weather. Sorry, it's everywhere. I just hope it will be fair enough for us today. You people should give us update to be seen. It's not sure. It was fine but stressful. Inside Moses. Okay, that's understandable though. Wow, but in my friend said not funny at all due to insecurity. Well, man, we just have to keep talking and hoping that we can have a government that listens. Okay, so but all this time, please stay safe, man. Stay safe. Okay. Confidence, Clement said it was very stressful. Sorry about that, confidence. And now you have to join class again. But I just hope after the class you'll be able to take some rest. Praise God, say it was fine, Sha. Sarah said she worked on data, cleaning data, analyze. Okay, that's nice. It's there. I didn't know you were into data analytics or data science. That's cool. Okay. Please, guys, Tech Bleak people have dropped the link to all the social media handles, including YouTube. Make sure you go and follow. Praise God, I'm in Port Harcourt too. My day was fine. My day is going fine. All right. User, who's this person with user? Go and rename your account so I will know who you are. My day was fine, but I didn't have the time to rewatch yesterday's class. Oh yeah, go and rewatch. Oh, go and rewatch. Make sure you rewatch it tomorrow. All right, everyone. Ken Virtue said, I'm a first timer as well. When I no go like pack of RC, wine is expensive. Okay. Riches Alexander say my day went well. That's nice. Moses as well. Ede Kingsley. Polo Dami. Ibiere Kingsley said thanks. Polo Dami said my day was stressful work. Thank you, sir. It's okay. I'm happy that you're managing the stress. And for you to be here, it means you're managing your situation well. Ibiere Kingsley said thanks. Tonya says still in transit home. Oh, Tonya, sorry about that. But just manage, okay? Yakubu, just manage. You'll be fine. Pete, feeling unwell since morning. So sorry. Please, I hope you've taken some medications. Stay strong for us. We need you here. Komola Festivin. Fine, fine, fine. Thank you. You're welcome. Sir, please. Babalola, you can always go out from the training. He mustn't be there. Okay, I'm also in the training. It's not a recorded training, so I'm live with you in the training. So you're even going home. So you can't say because you're rushing home and you eat late. So what do you want us to do? We should end the training. Your own is that you're even going home. You're going to eat. So what if I tell you I'm in the office right now? Victor Ofuro say you sound like my boss. My work was work field. Iberia, okay. That's nice. Lady Bibi said, please, how can I put my just go to your settings. Just go to your settings. You'll be able to do that. All right. Pami Barry Befe and then Odia Damite. Please, can we get the materials for this training? Just go on YouTube and watch the class. The slides is on YouTube. You can always screenshot if, even while we're doing the class. So if you're thinking about that, you really know that most times when we're requesting for materials, you know. So let's do this. Okay, let's get to work. We're live. We're very much live on YouTube. So in case your network start disturbing at any time, run to YouTube. So let's see. We stopped somewhere yesterday, and I would like us to continue from there. We're able to look at the foundational prompting techniques. We looked at that yesterday. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lady Bibi, for reminding me. Yeah, the quiz was moved because most of you have not participated in the task for today. You see, the way I beg you for those tasks, because very soon you're not going to see the links on the WhatsApp group again. The links will be coming directly to your email. So don't say why you know, because we really want to work with serious people. Whether you're 20 or 30, we're still going to show up here to give you value. All right. So when we say we're doing this, we know what it is. For most of you, it's difficult. I mean, back to back to back. You've never seen it like that for you, and you have some engagement, you have other things. So you're making sacrifices to make it work. So we're not going to let the carelessness or whatever of other people make those who are very serious miss out. Okay. So when we give a task, try to do it. It's for your own good. We don't stand to lose anything. Absolutely nothing. I don't stand to lose anything either. So when we're giving you a task, yesterday I've told you, go and post whatever you've done also and tag Havos. I did not ask you to tag me. So you don't even think that, okay? Most of you don't even know my name, right? So that tells you that it's not about me, it's about you. So I told you, go share it, tag Havos. They are going to reshare it from tomorrow again. That's why we move the quiz, because we want more persons to get involved. Go and show up. We know exactly what we're doing to position you properly so that you can take center stage, so you can dominate a space. We know the power of consistency. We know the power of perception. Those things are not the things we just, you that man slide, say, let me teach you how to be visible. Let me teach you how to make money with your AI skills. That's what most of you will ask. But now we're trying to guide you gradually on things that they don't show, that you don't see, on how it works. Most of you are. So please do that so that you don't say tomorrow, it's just because of this small thing they say we should do. That's why, please, just that's why I asked them to move the quiz to tomorrow, because I don't want the task to compact to start compiling and you start feeling overwhelmed. Just if we give a task, take us some minutes, just do it and remove your mind. That's how you enjoy class. Don't postpone, stop procrastinating, auntie uncles. Auntie uncle, stop in short, as a matter of fact, I deliver all of you from the spirit of procrastination. Say amen. From every spirit of procrastination, say amen. Aha. Good. All right. So yesterday we were able to look at zero prompting. We took some examples. Today, we also looked at few short prompting as well. We took some examples. Um, Today we're going to proceed. We're going to proceed to look at um, instruction following. Instruction following. Summer Queen said, if you're not on Facebook, no, go ahead, post on Instagram. Post on Instagram as well. Okay, you might not be able to tag Havers there, but post on Instagram. Maybe I will just drop my no, I won't do that. Just post on Instagram. Okay, I will do that. I'll do that. Market yourself. The person with the name market yourself. I will do what you requested for. Yeah, there is Twitter. Yeah, you can. Precious Tulima, I don't know what you're asking. If we should post our notes. I don't know what that means. All I know is that you're supposed to post. All I know is that you're supposed to post 5 things you've learned so far, not just one day. 5 things you've learned so far. on social media. That's what you're supposed to do. So let's go ahead and talk about instruction following. Instruction following. Okay, please, Johnson, I'm just going to say this one last time so that we can concentrate and learn, please. The task was that you should go on social media and talk about 5 things you've learned in the training so far. 5 things you've learned in the training, and use any of your fine pictures, any pictures of yourself. So just talk about 5 things you've learned from the training so far. It's something we're going to be doing regularly. Different things we're going to be doing. So, um, yeah. All right. Terminal Esther. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's look at that. Let's look at instructions following. Let's look at instruction following. So the truth about it is that there is no doubt that every prompt contains instruction. All right. However, this technique, as you're seeing there, refers specifically to guiding AI through more complex tasks that involve multiple steps or require adherence to a sequence of actions. All right, to a sequence of actions. So, when do we use that? We use that when tasks involving multiple distinct actions. For example, just listen carefully. For example, you have a situation where you want to say summarize, you want to come back later and say extract, you want to come back later and say format, all in the same prompt. So you have multiple distinct actions, all in the same prompt. So generating structured content with specific requirements for different sections. That's another time where we can use this prompt. Ensuring all constraints or requirements of a complex prompt are addressed, and then debugging complex prompts. That we're going to be doing this as a course separately in this training, debugging prompts by isolating which instruction might be causing issues. All right. So that's what we mean by instruction following. And if you know how we do it, that's what I'm going to do now. My job will be to go back and let's take an example. So my job will be go back and then we'll take an example. So please, those of us on YouTube, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Please confirm you can see my screen, everyone. Okay. So the person saying you can't see my screen, please check. It might be your network. Okay? So those of us on YouTube, shout out to you. I can see you. So feel free to, yeah. Okay. So the person saying you can't see. All right. Okay, so everyone on YouTube, Moscow Digital, I saw you yesterday here. Angel Love, you were here yesterday. Um, I think Praise as well, Creative Peter, and all of that. Okay, welcome everyone. Okay, cheers to all of you there. Solid people. Well done. Sorry, guys, I'm coming in. Okay. All right. So let's go back to what we tried to. Sorry, please. So that I can be able to share my screen here. Okay. So one thing is important, right? That this technique is actually a clear is a direct application of clarity and specificity that we talked about in on Tuesday. All right, it's a direct application of that. We're using clear formatting, being able to put bullet points and all of those things to deliver value. Okay, but then I'll give us tips for structuring. Before we take an example, I'll give us tips for structuring. Tips for structuring. Tips for structuring. Tips for structuring. So number one tip, use numbered lists or bullet points for sequential steps. Use numbered lists or bullet points. 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 So that's one of the tips that we can use when it comes to instruction following as a prompt. All right. Um, another tip I can give to you is use clear headings. 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 So take note of that. Use clear headings. Use clear headings. Number one, I say use numbered lists or bullet points for sequential steps. Okay. That's the first thing I said. That's the tips I'm giving to you. Then number two, I say you should use clear headings. Use clear headings. Tip number three, use delimiters. Delimiters. You're going to see it in the chat box now. I'm spelling it in the chat box. Delimiters. So it's in the chat box now. Delimiters. Delimiters. Please, those of us on YouTube as well, you will see there delimiters. Delimiters. So what are delimiters? So you can just think about such things like comma, full stop, semicolon, forward slash, hyphen, all those things we use in separating a text from another. Someone is already asking, John Book patient is already asking. So that's what I'm explaining now. So those things you can use to, separate text from one another. We call them delimiters. Okay. So call it hyphen, call it space, call it forward slash, all those things we call them delimiters here. All right. Yeah, they are all part of delimiters. Ring precious. Yeah. Okay. Um. First, I hear you said, "I beg, I did church. Pastor sees my airport. Someone should help me write what is on the board, please." First, as only God know what you did before Pastor sees your airport. Only God know what you did. All right, guys. So yeah, so that's it for instruction following. That's it for instruction following. So what we're saying for instruction following is that it's a very important type of prompting, and that what happens there is that we want to be able to draft out several instructions all at the same time in a single prompt. Okay, like in a single prompt. So let's try to see how we can, get that result. And I believe by now, everyone, you have your chat GPT, for example, at least by tomorrow, we're going to be doing something. So let me try to give us an example. So let's say, let me do something. Just let me share my screen. Let me share so that we can yeah, thank you, Summer Queen. Thank you for mentioning. Maybe let me give. There's one more. Once I remember it, I'll share it with you. Among the tips I want to give to you, there's one more, but let me. Okay. So let's do something. So first, let me just do this, right? Let me just do this. Let me do this. So let me just say, uh, tell me tell me about tell me about uh, tell me about the story. Tell me about the story of Usman Danfodio. So this is what I'm asking. Tell me the story about Usman Danfodio. So just hold on. I want to use this so that we can be able to use it as an example for what I want to do. Okay. So here is going ahead. It's telling me, and all of that. A whole lot of stuff. Okay. All right. So I just want to use this for what we want to do. Okay. All right. So it has done that. Well, let me just see if I can. So I just want to copy this story. I just want to copy this story so that I can use it for what I want to do. I just want you to have an idea. I just want us to have an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to a new chart. I'm going to a new chart and we want to practice the instruction following now. We want to practice instruction following. So I'm going to ask you to please, someone should start writing this prompt down. Perform the following actions. Perform the following actions on the test provided below. On the test provided below. Okay, so perform the following actions on the test provided below. Like I said, please, someone should follow the prompt and write it down. So I'm going to ask you to summarize the test in a single sentence. Okay. So I'll say number one, summarize the test in a single sentence. That's number one. Number two, we say extract. Number two, we say extract the key proper nouns. Okay. For example, oh boy. Sorry. So we say extract the key proper nouns. So let's say we're having nouns now, people, what again, places, what else? Places, okay. From that story, I don't know, but maybe we can just say organizations. Organizations mentioned, okay? All right. Now, number three, I'm going to say identify the main sentiment. Identify the main sentiment of the test. We did something like this yesterday. And I'm going to say whether it's positive, negative, or neutral. Or neutral. Then what else? Let's do number four. We can now say format the output as follows. Format the output as follows. Okay. And in that case, I can say summary. summary. So I can ask it to put its summary here. So please, when I'm writing prompts like this, I expect us to be learning and be able to ask questions and say, why did you put this one here? What was the meaning of this one? Please remember, you're investing your time, energy in this class. Make sure it counts. Ask questions. That's why you're here. Don't asking questions doesn't mean that you're dull. It means that you want to learn. Okay. Then you have sentiment. So this is, I'm now coming up as to how I want it to be. Okay. So I say identified sentiment. Okay. So now remember, Richard Alexander, I don't understand your question. Please make it clearer to me. Thank you. Thank you. So remember, in the beginning, I said perform the following actions on the test provided below. Don't forget that I've not provided the test already. All right? Don't forget that. I've not provided the test already. So I have to be able to go and provide the test. Okay? So I can just come down here and simply say test. And remember, I've copied the test earlier, the test I generated about Usman Danfodio. So that's what I want it to do. But this is it. Please listen carefully. Yes, you can. You can, as long as those things are available. But one of the things that you guys will later find out is that to do anything reasonable, you have to be able to craft different prompts. Different prompts. There'll be different prompts. There will be you navigating from here and there. There'll be you adjusting prompts. Even when you're asking the tool to be the one to give you a prompt, you still rework it. There's a client we want to build a platform for at the company. And one of the things we discussed with him is, okay, let us be able to come up with something so that you can look at it if it's okay before we engage our developers to start building from scratch. He loved the idea, right? And we had to start building, using Lovable, using Claude, using ChatGPT, using Netlify, and all of those. Maybe at the end of the class, I can show you how far with that project. And you will see the number of prompts that I've gone in. And then you understand why I said there is no need for you to get excited by someone telling you that, oh, come and learn how to build a website in 10 minutes. So what? What kind of website do you want to build in 10 minutes, right? And what are you going to do after building it in 10 minutes? Okay, so let's so I've created the test, okay? I've created the test. So um, let us be able to see what will happen. Remember, I said summarize, please follow me through. I said summarize the test in a single sentence. First instruction. Another instruction, extract the key proper nouns. Third instruction, identify the main sentiment of the test. Fourth, format the output as follows. So I'm giving it everything that I want it to do, okay? Before I now provided the test. That's what we mean by instruction following. So let's do that. So that's exactly the concept behind instruction following. So why that is coming up, let's be able to, sorry. So look at that first. It has given us a summary, okay? It has given us a summary. Usman Danfodio was a West African Islamic scholar and reformer who founded the Sokoto Caliphate, significantly shaping the religious, political, blah, blah, blah. It has summarized that entire stuff. Now look at the key nouns. Usman Danfodio, Sokoto Caliphate, West Africa, Northern Nigeria, and all. Look at the sentiment, neutral. Because that was the instruction, right? That was the instruction. First, I hear you said he's back. First, I hope Pastor gave you back your AirPod. Or be ready to fast first before you collect it. Okay, so that was the instruction. Oh, so sorry, first. I didn't know you were there. Pardon me. Okay. So the instruction, please let's go back to the instruction because I don't want you to miss it. The instruction we gave, different instruction, we say summarize the test in a single sentence. So look at it. Everything here, it has summarized that entire test in a single sentence. And then we ask it to, extract the key proper nouns. Look at it. It has extracted all the key proper nouns right there. And we went ahead to say that it should identify the main sentiment of the text, if it is positive, negative, or neutral. Now, what happened? It did the same time tell you neutral. That's not all. Number 4, we told it the format. We say summary. You should put the summary here. That's why you're seeing the header like this. We say key nouns. Look at it. That's why you're also seeing key nouns here. We say sentiment. That's why you're also seeing sentiment here. So that's a very good example of instruction following. That's a very good example of instruction following. Okay, so should we take another example? Should we take another example? Yes, no? No, no, no. Wholer than me. No, I never said if you don't number it, it will not. But yeah, but doing it that way shows. So even you understand what I want to do. And like I've said in previous classes, don't bother to don't try to assume that he knows everything. You position. So that way I know that I gave it 4 instructions. So it doesn't also assume that this instruction is a continuation of this other instruction, or maybe these 2 instructions are the same. That's why I did that. Okay, what do we do now? Okay, we had Tech Blitz join us here today. So let's use a blog example. So we can say, yeah, please, by the way, someone did a very nice job to write out the prompt. Let's appreciate that person. Yeah. Shorunke Kafayat Olayinka. Thank you. Please, you can check the chat box. Go up a little bit. You will see it. She wrote it, so you can just screenshot it or copy it and compare with what you want to do. So we say create a short blog post. Create a short blog post outline about the benefits of having breakfast. All right. So create a short blog outline. Okay. Let's say blog post outline. Yeah. About the benefits of having breakfast. Okay. And I can proceed to say, follow the following instructions. Follow these instructions. Okay. Follow these instructions. So that way, I can simply say, so now I'm not going to use numbers because someone asked earlier on. So I'm not going to use numbers. So let me just use bullet points. So I'm going to say, yeah. So we'll say write a catchy title. So we'll say write a catchy title. Write a catchy title. Number two, write a brief introduction. That's what I want. Write a brief introduction. Write a brief introduction, and so that it will not be much. What should we do? Let's even tell it to do 1 to 2 sentences max. Okay, 1 to 2 sentences max. Okay. Let me remove that so you don't think it must be there. So 1 or 2 sentences explaining why breakfast is important. Then we proceed to what is okay. So let's say list 4 main benefits. List 4 main benefits of regular exercises. Of regular exercises. As section headings. Now, under each section heading, okay, let's use okay, let's say under each section heading, provide 2 bullet points. Provide 2 bullet points detailing that benefit. Detailing that benefit. Detailing that benefit. Then we can go ahead and say, write a short concluding story. Write a short concluding sentence or write concluding story. Encouraging readers to start having breakfast every morning. Phew. Precious and who she said network is messing her up. She's Precious. Maybe you can try joining through YouTube, right? I think you might uh, you might enjoy some stability there. Okay, it's also happening there. Okay, but there are a lot of people there. Okay, amazing, solid guys. They are there. So look at that. So you can see all the instructions. Okay, you can see all the instructions. So I say follow these instructions. Write a catchy title, write a brief introduction, list 4 main benefits of breakfast as section headings. Okay, 4 benefits as section headings. Then under each section heading, provide 2 bullet points detailing that benefit. Then I say write a short concluding sentence encouraging readers to start having breakfast every morning. All right. So while we wait for this to come up, yeah. So look at it. Start your day right. 4 amazing benefits of eating. So you can see. Remember the instructions. We say write a catchy title. So it has given us a title. Of course, if we don't like this title, we can go about and query. We can go back and tell it to give us something better. All right. We can even ask it to suggest 5. Let us pick one. Okay. Then we went ahead to say, write a brief introduction, 1 to 2 sentences. Now look at our introduction there, 1 to 2 sentences. And number 3, we said, list 4 main benefits of breakfast as section heading. So look at the benefits: boosts energy levels, improves focus and concentration, supports healthy weight management, provides essential nutrients. Those are the 4 headings we say you should do. But remember, we now went on and say under each section heading, you should provide 2 bullet points detailing that benefit. So look at it. 2 bullet points detailing the benefit. And eventually we say you should give us a very short concluding sentence encouraging readers. Now, you can see how this stuff came out. You can see how it came out. Readable, clear, and stuff. It is not the same thing if I had just gone ahead and write it. Please create a short blog post outline about benefits of having breakfast, and I leave it. It will just create stuff. But you can be in control and be able to decide how you want it to be. All right? How you really, really do want it to be. Okay. So, yeah. So I've given us 2 examples for instruction following. So now we're going to play something. We're going to do something. This is what I want to do. Okay. We want to uh, very quickly okay. Please hold on. I want to uh, okay. So let's say we want it to we want it to tell us a story. Please listen. It's okay to tell ChatGPT to tell you a story about whatever. That's fine. We want it to tell us a story, a very emotional story about, um, let's say, about a child who lost his parents when he was 6 months old. But want the story to be very short. But eventually, the child grew up to become the chief of his village, or the chief of his village, the head chief of his village. Okay, so I'll say that again. So want to tell a story about a child who lost his parents when he was, 8 months old, or let's say when he was 1 year old, and eventually ended up becoming the chief of his village when he grew up. Now, that's fine. We can just type that and ChatGPT will give us the story. No doubt, it can give us a story. But now I'm going to leave it to us. Let's do that. I'm going to give us as much as 4 minutes. Okay? Go ahead and craft a prompt, but use instruction following. Let me see what you could come up with. Just feel free. Express yourself. Okay? We've been together now for 4 days so far, so you should know that we're doing this together. Just feel free. Um, I'm not judging who has the best prompt or something. Okay? Just go ahead, craft, but use the instruction following. I want you to put different instructions based on that story, how we want it. Eti that I said, we want a story. So listen, I'm saying it for the last time. I want a story about a child, a very brief story about a child who lost his parents at the age of when he was just 1 year old, but he eventually, grew up and became the head chief of his village. All right, the head chief of his village. So that's the story. So go ahead, guys, craft the prompt. You have 4 or 5 minutes. Yes, please type the prompt here. Type the prompt here. You can type once you don't, just post it. Pesta, can you hear me? Let me see if I can unmute you. Pesta, I'm asking you to unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, Pesta. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
Okay, so I saw your prompt, right? So I want to walk us through something. So you said you're trying to use your experience today, right? So you said, assume that you're a
Yes, sir.
member of a Pentecostal church. Also assume you were sitting in front seat of the church with your earpods on and the pastor was preaching. Write a sincere apology letter to her asking for the return of your. So this is what it is. Are you ready so that we can reformat the prompt?
Okay, sir.
So number one, there are informations there that the AI may not necessarily need, but it depends on how you put it. All right. So you can actually start by saying, I was sitting in as a member of a Pentecostal church, I was sitting in the front seat of the church with my earpods on while the pastor was preaching. Am I too fast?
No, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I said, as a member of a Pentecostal church, I was sitting in the front seat of the church with my earpods on while the pastor was preaching. She eventually seized my earpods.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
with me?
Yes, sir.
Is there any part you missed?
No. I heard everything.
Okay, good. So you can now say, write a sincere apology letter to her. Write a sincere apology letter to her, apologizing. Write a sincere apology letter to her, apologizing
Okay, sir.
right, for my actions. I'm pleading for the return of my AirPods. So write a sincere apology
Okay,
letter to
sir.
her, apologizing for my actions. I'm pleading for the return of my AirPods. Follow the following steps, or follow the following follow these instructions. Right? You can say follow these instructions. Are we
Okay,
there?
sir. Yes, sir.
Then, so number one, you can say appreciate her for all she does in one sentence. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, explain to her that I wore the airport because of a training I didn't want to miss for my personal development.
Okay, sir.
Number three, you can now tell her, apologize for my actions in one sentence.
Okay, sir.
Number four, you can now say, you can go ahead to say, plead with her to return my AirPods and all of those things. So what I'm trying to make you see that number one is you establish what is going on, and then you can now proceed to tell you what to do. Then in instruction following, you start listing the steps that you should follow so that your result is supposed to come in that format. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, let me see all the amazing things you people are already doing in the chat box. Wow, you can't believe this. Xiaomi, from orphan to king, the story of a brave boy, the earliest blah blah blah, the challenges he first. Okay, I think this should be your answer because that's not a prompt. Oget said, I want a brief story of a boy who lost his parent, blah blah blah. Note one, the boy has an evil blah blah. How he's Oget, in instruction following, you're telling him what to do. You're telling it what to do. You're telling it what to do. If you check, let's look. Okay, Xiaomi, I can see your this thing now. Number one, use the following guidelines: the early life of the boy as an orphan. Two, the challenges he had growing up. Three, how he was able to. Four, lessons. That's all. Thank you so much. That this Xiaomi, please change your name so that we'll know who you are. Thank you. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. Look at what Toby Samuel did as well. Make it fun to that well. Make it a typical Nigerian. Yeah. Identify. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. But that make it fun to read blah 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 could just be still part of the early part of the early part of the prompt, and then you break your, you know, yeah, Summer Queen, the journey of how he lost his parent, yeah, how he was adopted, correct. Highlights how he was able to succeed amongst. Don't fail to also talk about the nice. Yeah, what did I do to deserve brilliant students like this? Create a short story about a young man, blah, blah, blah. Please follow these instructions. Write a very captivating title or heading. Write a brief opening of two. Yeah. Write the encounters and events he experienced. Right. Awesome. Thank you, Riches, Alexander. Thank you. Right. Okay. Gabriel, if we say three key nouns used in the story, unless you're giving it the story already, okay, unless you're giving because you say directly below the story, provide. Oh, okay. I get what you're doing now. Yeah, that's nice. So, Gabriel, right? Though we've said brief, that's another thing I was looking at for everybody here. All right. Everyone just forgot what we learned the other day. You can put some constraints. When you say brief, you can also tell it like how many words. You can say under 200 words, under 300 words, so that because you don't even know what the charge, what your LLM considers as brief. What it considers as brief might be long for you, or what it considers as long might be brief for you. Yeah, I like this one. Kizito say you're an African storyteller with 5 years experience in telling good and blah. Generate. Thank you. Thank you. Eventually, Kizito did not use instruction following, but he adopted role play and contest and all of that. Solomon Dago employed role play and, of course, instruction following. Okay. PK Brown, I see what you did there. Well done. Mm. Well, Lady Bibi, you cannot. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Summarize the story in two chapters. Rain Precious. First chapter should contain his early Nice, nice. Summarize the story in 4 lines. Explain the use of hard work pays in the story. Identify the key. Yeah. So please, sorry, I can't take everybody's on. Okay, so can be time. But this is amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Confidence. I see your work. Thank you. Background of the statement of the okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, nice. So you must, I think what I need to point out now is that you guys need to learn how to put constraints. If you look at what confidence Clement did, you will see you can see some constraints. You say not less than 4,000 words, not this one. So even in your instructions, try to put some constraints to make it make more sense. Okay. Peter Godwin, well done too. I'm seeing your work. Acha, well done. Ajiboye, well done. Okay. Eddie Kingsley, well done as well. Emeka, Zoom user. Johnston, well done. Karinade, thank you, everyone. Michael Opara, Olabodi. Okay. Josiah May. Chidima Mosu, well done. Vuri, thank you as well. Nehemiah, job well done. Grace, well done. David Coco. Eti Dara, well done. All right, guys. So thank you. I like it. Like I told you, I want you to always try to use your brain to try out things so that you'll be able to detect instantly where there is an issue. Okay. So let's look at the fourth one. The fourth one is known as role playing. Role playing. Role playing. The fourth one is known as role playing in depth, role playing in depth. So remember, we've looked at role playing before now, but now we're looking at role playing in depth. So, what does role playing in depth mean? What this means is you're enriching the persona. Just like some person said in this example you did now, you're a blah 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 storyteller. That's just role playing. But we're looking at role playing in depth. There, you enrich the persona you assign to the AI with more detail, background, motivation, tune specifics, and even limitations related to that role. All right, you make it solid. You make the role look, very, very solid. Very, 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 very good. That's what I mean. Very, very, very good. So when do you use it? Why creative writing? Why you're doing creative writing where character voice is crucial? Generating realistic dialogue between different personas, simulating specific user types for US feedback or testing in a marketing copy, getting explanations from a very specific expert viewpoint, generating content with a highly distinct or complex voice. That's when you use role playing in that. You do it like you give it more things. Okay, you provide a richer character description, because when you do that, it will give the AI more context to draw upon, resulting in a more consistent, believable, and nuanced persona. Okay, so you want to be able to make sure that we understand this guy, we know what we want to do with this guy, because at the core, this technique heavily, we heavily rely on providing deep context, to establish the persona. Let me give you, let's take an example now. Let's take an example now. Let's take an example. So let's say, let me just say, we want to say act as a journalist. Okay, act as a journalist. That's role playing, no problem. All right, but we're saying in role playing in that you're saying such things. For example, you're saying act as a legendary journalist with 35 years experience who has worked across the top five media organizations across the world, right? And has interviewed presidents, top businessmen, just like that. So I am still explaining the persona. I am putting more things. I'm giving more background to the persona. I'm putting more motivation to it. I'm limiting things. I could say generally journalist that has done this for Africa alone. So if I say for Africa alone, I'm already telling the AI that this person, this journalist I want, should be someone who understands so much about Africa, should be able to speak to us like Africa, craft story like Africa, and use data and information for Africa. So it is that depth. That's why we call it role playing in depth. It is that depth of that we want to do this. So now I'm going to see this and I want you to try it again on your own. Very simple. This one is very simple. What I want you to do is we want to um, we want an advice for women, for a woman who is pregnant and is still in her first trimester. Okay, she's pregnant, but she's still in her first trimester. Right? So we need that. So, like, we just need a brief medical advice for a woman in her first trimester. Yeah. Okay. For a woman in her first trimester of pregnancy, we need a medical advice. So let's go ahead. Instead of saying act as a medical doctor, I want you to add in depth. I want you to add depth to whatever you want to use as the persona. Let's go. Whatever you're going to use as the persona, we want to tell the AI to give us, a very brief medical advice for um, a pregnant mother in her first trimester, a pregnant mother in her first trimester. All right. Most of you, the guys that are single, might not know what, but I think the ladies understands better what first trimester is. So, but anyway, shall write it. So, a woman in her first trimester, a woman in her first trimester, a pregnant woman in her first trimester of pregnancy, right? So let's do that. So I want to see, what I'm interested in is to see how much depth you can give to the persona, how much depth you can give to the persona. So please go ahead, do that, drop it in the chat box. Oh, but it's your network, oh, it's your network, sorry. Yes, I'm waiting. Thank you, Mercy. Mercy said you're a gynecologist who has practiced for over 10 years. You have a patient who's pregnant in her first trimester. What medical advice will you give to the patient on precautions to take to keep the baby healthy? Thank you, Mercy. Thank you. So she says you're a gynecologist, and that's what I'm talking about. Clarity, specificity. She did not just say you're a medical doctor, she's going straight to hit, that part, who has practiced for 10 years. And that's nice, but we can do more. We can add more things. Where has this person practiced? Okay, because the way doctors practice in the US, where you have everything working, is not the way doctors practice here. All right. So we need to be able to put more context, make sure that we give background of the person that you want. All right. Hope Ambassador say act as a qualified medical health expert. Give accurate evidence-based advice for a woman. Again, the role there is just normal role play. Act as a qualified maternal health expert. Add depth to that role beyond just saying qualified. Who else is this person? Who else is this person? For example, in this case, how many years has this person practiced? Where has she practiced? How good is she? Blah blah blah. Put context, put depth to it. That's why I want you to be able to do it. As a medical doctor who is an expert gynecologist, thank you, Hawa Omar, with over 29 years of experience, who has led several teams who have successfully treated 30,000 patients. Please, you guys need to check out what Hawa Omar did there. That's an example of how much depth. He would have just said, act as a medical doctor. But look at what he's saying. Act as a medical doctor who is an expert gynecologist with over 29 years of experience, who has led several teams. If I was if I was going to do anything to it, I was going to say who has led several things in top hospitals across either Nigeria or Africa. So depending on the context you want it to be, okay, who have successfully done several research works on, do you get, and who have treated over 30,000 pregnant cases with 98% success delivery, whatever. That's how much depth you give to a particular um, role. However, thank you so much. That's how much depth. That's how much depth we give to a particular role. That's how much depth we give to a particular role. Please, sorry, let me see what's happening on YouTube. Then I'll come back to Zoom. Let me see. Yeah. Salome Nedam, thank you. Thank you. Act as a gynecologist with a long term in the field, write a, yeah, that's nice. Zendra says, act as a gynecologist with 15 years experience. You have worked in different hospitals across the world. So that's it. Give it context. Give it background. Give it background. Give medical to a woman, blah blah blah, and all. Give it background. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to just tell it as no, 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 no. Give it background. Let it know. Let it know that, yeah, I've gotten this. Act as a clinical physiologist with 10 years experience navigating the intricacies of human body functions in Nigeria. Highlight the critical role of physiologists in the healthcare sector. Perform the following. Give a brief. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neuronorm. Thank you. Nwaneka says, act as a very professional and very experienced, yeah, to give an important detail, yeah, okay. Let's add more. Let's add more context. Chidima said, you're a world-renowned gynecologist with 20 years of and a zero fatality rate in 4 years. Powerful, powerful. That's it. Context. With this, it's going to go deeper. It will follow the role you're giving to it. It will follow specific. It will follow. It will follow. Assuming you're a professional consultant who has with pregnant women over the years of experience, you have encountered women who have less and complicated issues, and you have always been a huge help to them. Thank you. Who's this? Richard Alexander. Thank you. Thank you. Take the position of a gynecologist who has a license over 18 years of practice and has done his PhD in medicine and surgery, specializing in gynecology, working and consulting as a professional gynecologist all over the world. Give an advice. You see, if I was the one writing these things, you guys would think there's anything special about it. But look at how powerful you guys are crafting this thing. All right. Amazing. Amazing. As a final year nursing student who has studied pregnancy, infant, and care of this, and is currently on his clinical posting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Thank you. I like this line of thought. Confidence, Clement. Thank you. Thank you. Ekuru Gabriel, thank you as well. I see that. Art as a clinical nutritionist, 23 years, working in top tier Asian hospitals, provide. Aha. You are an experienced, this compassionate, this. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. Can be able to say, okay, who just discovered she's pregnant and this, and this. Okay. You can give it the task, you can give it the requirements. Thank you, Etida. Uh, all right, Grace, no problem, no problem. You're excused. Okay. See, what's his name? So Imiato said, when I don't use ChatGPT, they run well, the truth about it, Imiato Fortune is that people can get so good with prompt that when they write, you think it's ChatGPT. People can get so good with prompt. All right. I happen to be helping an institute somewhere, outside Nigeria to train. Is a set of individuals. I would have called the name of that institute, but it's a set of individuals. They are actually targeting something. And okay, so it's an exclusive training. And I had to sign an NDA, so that's by the way. But a couple of guys in that institute, because they are very good, they are techies, not just techies, they are, they are being trained to be able to enter into AI engineering mainly. They are so good that if they call a prompt for you, it might be very difficult to believe that they are not writing it from their head. And that is why I keep saying we must be careful with our human intelligence so much that we will not actually downgrade people's intelligence because there's AI. People write very powerful posts these days, and people just assume it's AI. It would have affected most of us, if not that before AI, some of us would be writing very long posts, very long articles. Some persons would have been believing that, oh, whatever it is AI. So yeah, some people are doing good actually. You could actually notice from their mistakes, you will know the kind of thing AI will say. But then reading it, you just think that everything is good, but you will know there are flaws, and that's how you know that yeah, this is coming from. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone who contributed. Thank you. Thank you. Because, like I said, whenever I give us something to do, do it. Don't, it's not a case of who did it better. It's best you do it, make mistakes so that I can correct you and you get better. Because if your cup is already full, there's no need for me pouring into it. So if you want to give me the impression that you already got it sorted, then that will be my assumption and I will run with that. But if we can be vulnerable enough, it's easy for me to point out this is where we're getting it wrong. We can do ABC kind of thing. Okay. All right. Please listen and listen good. Listen and listen good. I want us to close early today. I want us to close exactly by 9 instead of our usual 9:30 because of just one thing. I want you to be able to go back and carry out your task. For those of you that have not carried out your task, you now have 2 tasks to do. Tomorrow, you're to share your quiz score. So make a little post and share your quiz score. The screenshot you made, make that post and tag Havos. Okay, make that post and tag Havos Tech Hub if you want to. If you don't want to tag, no problem. But just make sure you make the post. Why we're asking you to tag so that they can also share what you're doing and give some more visibility and validation to what you're doing. For those of you that have not made your post today, where we said share 5 things you've learned so far, you still have from now to tomorrow, 12 p.m. to do that. All right, please, so that the tasks we're going to be doing will not, you know, compound so much. So again, most of you will have an account with DeepSeek. If you don't have an account with DeepSeek, please create one. Create an account with Claude as well. Create an account with Claude and create an account with Google Gemini. So I mentioned 4 things now. We're going to be using some of them. Yes, Etidara for this post. Yes, now you just make small posts about it. You took a quiz, blah blah blah, and of course you're able to score these and all that. So you keep getting better as the day goes by. So do that because that's why we pause this other quiz. So by the time you take that tomorrow, you'll be able to see how much you're progressing. All right. So it also shows that when you're documenting your journey, that you did not just go and turn your data and whatever, that you commit to working hard and all that. You must have things that can validate the certificate you're giving. So it's not like it was an all-comers affair. There are things you done that validated whatever certificate you get at the end of the day. Okay. So yeah. So try as much as you can to do that. Tomorrow we kick off. I say create an account with DeepSeek, create an account with Claude, create an account with Gemini. You should already have ChatGPT now. We'll look at that. We'll try and start early tomorrow because of what we have to cover, all right? So that we will keep moving to the next phase as much as possible. So things are going to become a little bit handy, and it will also become a little bit tasking. So just prepare your minds to it to get value. Yesterday, I told us to look out for, confidence, yes. Um, Mayene Achibong. This is what I'm going to do for those of you that couldn't take the quiz. Please, if you couldn't take the quiz, just type I. Let me see. If you couldn't take the quiz, type I. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, if you have watched the previous videos, if you've watched and you're ready to take the quiz, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give you enough time in case you've not rewatched. I'll give you from now till, I don't even know. This is 9 o'clock. I'm sure you should have rewatched by now. So if you're asking for a chance, you should have prepared for the opportunity. So by, let's say, 10 o'clock, uh, let's say 10 o'clock, they will open up the quiz. They will open up the quiz and it will be locked back by 10:20. So by 10 o'clock, the quiz will be open. For those of you that did not take it, you can go take it. By 10 o'clock, okay, by 10 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock, please, if you've taken before, don't retake, I beg you. So they don't cancel it completely. If you've taken before, don't retake. If you've taken before, don't retake. Eddie Kingsley, how can we get the link? Go back to the WhatsApp group and look for the link. I'm not pasting the link, a new one again. It's the same link for the quiz. So go back to the WhatsApp group, trace it. You don't have too many messages there. So trace it, get it, all right? So please, finally, let me encourage us. Please, while this training is going on, like I said, it's going to take a whole lot. Most of you, you're giving in a whole lot. Please make it count, okay? Make it count. If we say do anything, do anything. If you're not doing anything, like you can just go back to YouTube, play the stuff, and just be going about your normal activity. Let it be in your ear, just be talking. So some things will sink in. All right. So it will count. Again, please, you will see the link now for Tech Blitz. They were here earlier on. Please do well to follow them. Okay, do well to follow them. And yeah, you're in tech now, so follow them so that you get latest news about what's happening in tech in Port Harcourt, in Niger Delta, Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large. Do that. And remember, there's an offer coming from them as well. Top 4 projects from this cohort will be featured on Tech Blitz. Okay, so people around the world will be able to read your story and see what you built. And for most of you, you can also use that as part of your portfolio when you're talking about you, or beyond saying I have a certificate and all of that. You can be able to talk about the fact that your story has been published. And those of you that are seeking for global talent visas, that's also another thing. The fact that you're featured in a tech blog. Okay. All right. So try as much as you can to yeah, Esther, so sorry. Okay, so sorry. Uh yeah, but it's okay. You can still do the task, the social media task. You can still do it now. But if it's about the quiz, like I said, 10 o'clock the quiz will be up. So go ahead and participate in the quiz, everyone. All right, guys, do have a wonderful evening. We're closing early today, so you can go tidy up all the things we have to do. I'll see us all tomorrow. Please, you'll still see the links for Share Viral, Invoicer, Tech Blitz, AI First. Those of you that have registered for AI First, please start preparing. That event will be wonderful. And if you've not, please plan to attend AI First Africa. So just go to aifirst.africa and register. Just go to aifirst.africa and register. Okay, we look forward to having every one of you here. Until tomorrow, by God's grace, see you all. 10 o'clock, those of you that have not taken the quiz, 10 o'clock on the dot, go and look for the link. I'm not sharing the link again. The link is in the WhatsApp group. Go straight to the WhatsApp group, pick up the link, and then take your quiz. 10:20, it's logged. All right, see you all tomorrow. Good night. Bye-bye.